Hello friends, it's me, Bill Savely with Savages Disc Golf, and today I'm going to talk about my experience at this recent tournament I just completed at Delwoods. The Canyons is the name of the course. The tournament was called Clash at the Canyons 9. I'm going to tell you all about it. Just got done playing Clash at the Canyons tournament at the Delwood Disc Golf Course in Lockport, and I just wanted to give you some of my observations. First and foremost, filled with gratitude. Gratitude that I was able to play both days. Physically, I wasn't taxed at all. All of the workouts, all of the cardio, all of the supplements, all of the good, clean eating as often as I can helps getting my rest, staying hydrated, all of the simple things. But it's a lot of things that people don't necessarily do consistently, but it's very important. So I'm glad I was able to do that. Second of all, I played better, statistically speaking, than I should have. My rating going into this tournament was 763. I shot 7 over par on the first day of the tournament and then 9 over par on the second day of the tournament. But based on the difficulty of the course, I shot 44 points higher than my rating. So technically, I played much better than I should have played based on the rating that I currently have and have held for the past 8 months. 3 discs that pretty much were my go-to staple discs. I should have brought the 4th one out because I used it a lot. But off the tee, I used my Saint a lot. 9-7-2-1. This plastic is amazing. I'm able to throw this on a control. It goes pretty far reliably, and I love this disc, so I'm comfortable with it, and I threw it a bunch. Another disc that I threw a lot was the Cicada. That Cicada is money. It's in the house. Also, the Envy in the Electron plastic. With the heat, this plastic felt great in my hands. I utilized this slightly overstable throwing putter a lot on my approach shots, and really helped me be more comfortable with this disc, which is where you should be. So now I'm going to be more apt to pull this disc out of my bag and use it because I became more comfortable in using it. And surprisingly, the Berg 1112, an overstable putt and approach disc, but based on the way this disc is crafted, you notice it's completely different from this other putter. This disc will go and then just drop. And 9 times out of 10, it drops flat. The way some of those baskets are set up there at Delwood is a lot of them there's a huge drop off behind the basket. So what I did is I went for my Berg because it's a consistent flyer. It's a straight flyer with a little bit of turn, but when it lands flat. A lot of times if you don't hit these discs the right way, they'll land and then they will roll. And I was already taking more strokes than I wanted. So I really relied on the Berg a lot of the times for those long distance putts that I knew I wouldn't make, but that I wanted to shore up close to the basket so that I would be able to just, dink that disc in the basket to save par or to save bogey. I think I only got 1 birdie in the entire tournament, and that was day 1 on the 2nd hole. I parked that Cicada under the basket on hole number 14. And then I didn't have any birdies on day 2. I had enough pars, but not as many as I would like to have had. I think I had a couple of double bogeys, but I never had a triple bogey. Also, I didn't lose any discs. Big shout out to my waterproof shoes because I was in and out of that creek helping people retrieve their discs, look for their discs, everything. And it was really wonderful to be able to use my disc retriever and these waterproof shoes to help get a better access to the discs that my card mates threw into the creek or other people threw into the creek. So it was really nice. And then to be able to play with, dry socks the rest of the way, even though I had been in and out of that shallow creek. So great. I'm so grateful I listened to my amazing wife and purchased those shoes. Where else? What am I going to do now? I don't know if I'm going to be in any more tournaments this summer. I'd have to check the schedule. But This week we play in the Glow Round on Thursday nights, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I think my mindset is going to be that instead of going to play a course to see how well I shoot, I'm going to go to these courses with the intent of practicing certain shots. So what I'm going to do is called field work. I'm going to take one of those big yellow or big orange cones and set it out 250 feet, 300 feet. And then I'm going to take my fairway drivers, take my control drivers, nothing over a 10 speed, and throw them and really try to develop a better accuracy, really learn to throw the hyzer, the anhyzer, and of course, the flat release. Work on that, work on my accuracy off the tee. And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that cone up maybe 100 feet out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice shots with my throwing putters, with the Berg, with the zone, with the tempo, the 4-speed approach discs. Because honestly, if I were to think back on my tournament results, where should I have improved better? And it's on the approach shots. That second shot off the tee, that third shot off the tee. A lot of times I didn't set myself up for what would be that next shot, whether it's to save par or it was to save bogey. A lot of times I was well out of birdie contention on these holes. But if my approach shot was better, I would have a better opportunity to save par. And that's pretty much, I think, where my game is now. I'm not afraid of the bogey. The bogeys will come if I make mistakes. But I think I could solidly hit pars if I got better at my approach game. So that's what I'm going to work on. Anyways, still filled with gratitude, even as hot as it was. And it was so hot. Upper 90s all weekend. The humidity was like 750,000%. I'm not really a person that sweats a lot, but I sweat like a crazy man this weekend. Consumed a lot of water on the course, which was great. I stayed hydrated. I got good rest Friday night before Saturday. I got good rest Saturday night before Sunday. I wore compression knee braces. Godsend. I'm glad I kept them from the days where we went to the body boot camp classes. That really helped. A thicker sock so that really compressed my foot in the shoe. That helped. I took pre-workout supplement before each day of the tournament. So that helped me. Ibuprofen after I got done with the round to help with the swelling, to help with the aches and pains. I really set myself up for success across the board in this tournament. I took discs out of my bag after the first day to lighten the load. There were a couple of discs that I just didn't play at all that I thought maybe I would play, but I didn't. So that helped. And then just staying in shape really helped me physically to be able to carry that bag 2 days in a row, up and down, a ton of elevation, a ton of hills, uneven terrain, to where I still feel great. Like I feel great today. So I don't know, take care of yourself. Find the positives. I shot 7 over the first day, 9 over the second day, 16 over for the tournament. I think I tied for 16th in my division. I missed the cash payout. I think that the top 13 places got cash. Last time I did, I won a couple of dollars and then I bought a shirt from the shop. Pay it back. Anyways, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, all of that. I'm going to try to get a couple of more videos here this week, and then I will be out of town for a while. But I'll still be making videos. So look for those. Thanks again. Have a great day.